Oh, we made it here. Another playoffs for the Montreal Canadiens in Season 14, getting ever closer to the end of this precious GM mode. We take on a arch nemesis, the Ottawa Senators. In fact, we are the only two Canadian teams in the East to represent the Eastern Conference. Only one of us are going to survive this series, and I don't know what remains to be seen with the gameplay in this one. Out west, we got Calgary, Anaheim, McDavid's Canucks playing Arnaud's Phoenix Coyotes, who also traded for Caleb Johnson, my created player. So two of my created players joining forces with the Coyotes. There's a storyline there. Winnipeg takes on Edmonton, the two Canadian teams there, attempting to wipe each other out of the playoffs. Colorado and Eric Brassard and Galchenyuk, Landeskog, and all of those guys that we saw back in the Season 12 Stanley Cup Final are back in the playoffs. They play the St. Louis Blues. And if we meet up, oh, there will be blood if we meet up again with those Colorado Avalanche. So it's been a little while, and as it is, when it's been a while since I record episodes, I need a refresher as much as maybe some of you watching this might need a refresher. Max Pacioretty is missing time, and he is the person closest to returning. Let's just put it that way. He returns April 22nd, 2027 in the game world. Sigalet, that's a defenseman, not a huge loss. We can make do without him, but I would obviously love for him to get healthy as soon as possible. And yes, your eyes don't deceive you if you missed the simulation video. Florida. Yeah, the Panthers came to me and they offered me Alexander Barkov. I couldn't say no. I thought this was rich coming from the AI because in my brain, I've never said this in any video out loud, but in my brain, I've thought for quite a few GM modes, how can I make a trade that makes sense to acquire Alex Barkov? I didn't have to hardly give anything up to get Barkov. The computer just came to me and said, hey, you want Alexander Barkov for like a first round pick? Now that being said, at the time that we made this deal, it was in January of the season sim. We were not a playoff team, and the draft pick in the first round we had, it was our own draft pick. It had quite a bit of value at that time. And Barkov had a decent amount of value at the time of that trade, so it just made sense. I guess the Florida Panthers thought, oh, we're gonna get ourselves a really good, top 10, something like that, draft pick out of this first rounder. Well, then we made the playoffs and we turned it right around on the Florida Panthers when we acquired Barkov, who may have had an important, vital hand in getting this team to the postseason. But he's not going to be playing because he has a concussion. And he suffered that concussion right at the tail end. I think with 12 games to go, he's out with a concussion for the first, I don't know what that timeline is. That's definitely the first two rounds. He's not playing in the first two rounds, which sucks. But you know what's nice about the acquisition of Barkov? Crosby is done after this year. We're not bringing him back. Duchesne is another year older. That fills your void at center. It really worked out for me. I gave up a first rounder that is now a potentially late first round pick, depending on how far we go in the playoffs. And I turned it into a player like Barkov that can help us right now. I'm a genius. I mean, I didn't really have to do anything to make that trade happen. The Florida Panthers just came to me. But I'm still a genius because I made a great trade that helps the team out still for the future. That is another season or two of the GM mode, but it helps us to stay competitive. That's the basic point that I'm trying to make. The Ottawa Senators, as they are laid out going into round one, we're familiar with some of these players. Conacher, Zibanejad in this career, lifelong Senator. He has not left the Ottawa Senators. There's a few players that did that. Bergeron in this GM mode never left Boston. He was a career Bruin, as he was in real life. There's a few players like that stayed with the same team. The Sedin twins did not. They departed Vancouver. I want to say one of them, I think it was Henrik, went to Buffalo and finished his career as a Sabre. But anyway, Zibanejad down the middle, Virtanen, Hensick, Smith, I'm going to guess that's Jamel Smith, Lapointe. It's a team that I'm not going to knock their depth. This is a team that has decent depth, and who knows what we're going to see when we go into gameplay. But I'm not overly scared, not even by that first line. That first line is some teams' like second line. So there's not a whole lot of richness in anywhere on this forward core. None of these 12 forwards really strikes a major blow to me as far as I see it. Now, I may come to eat those words as we play this series out. On D, there is no... Oh, is he still playing in the league? I should have done my research. I thought Erik Karlsson's still playing. I don't know if he retired. But the thing is this is 14 seasons now. And we've had a lot of retired players in the GM mode. It's hard to recount every player that's retired in the GM mode. But if Karlsson did retire, he was a career Senator. He never left Ottawa if he retired. Cowan's Delzano is a really good first D pair. But it is just a what in the world are you doing type of thing with these other D pairs. I mean, Weirkoch, okay, that's like a third pair guy on most teams. Kronwall, I don't know who this Kronwall guy is. Maybe a rookie. I gotta do some research on these players and see what kind of experience they got. A 70 overall defensive defenseman is your second pair D. And then it's a 69 and 68 enforcer defenseman makes your third pair. I don't know what kind of bold move this is. There's a bold strategy, Cotton. But, I mean, they got into the playoffs unless they have some significant injuries, and we will take a look at that in a moment. And there's the power play for the Sens, just so it's in the video, and anyone who wants to see it can see it. Same thing as well with the penalty kill. There's their PK situation. And their goalie situation is unchanged. We lit up Robin Lehner the last time we played Ottawa. He's the 85 overall goaltender. That's a good enough rating. You do not need a 90 overall goaltender, but you know, you can tell that to the Colorado Avalanche. It seemed to help them when we played the Avs in that Stanley Cup final that went to a Game 7 in Season 12. And just so you know, Eric Brassard's still with the Avs, 91 overall rating, just so you can see it there. The best goalie in the game is my created goalie, Noah Yosund, with a maxed out trade value. Believe me, I looked into it because of Philadelphia's struggles to get into the playoffs. I looked at potentially trying to pry him out of there. He has the highest trade value that a goaltender has in this entire game. His trade value is the exact same value as Connor McDavid. You're not going to get this guy out of Philadelphia on the cheap. And now that we've seen it, I had to answer my own question. There are 2 injuries at D. Now, I can't speak for Patan. I don't know what kind of an overall rated defenseman he is, but I do know that Cody Ceci is a more than serviceable D. Better than having a 68 or 69 overall rated D playing anywhere in your lineup, third pair or not. Cody Ceci is a better option. He's expected to return April 28th. That may not be in time for this first round series. And the Ottawa Senators, based on regular season production, because we haven't played a playoff game yet. In 82 games, it was Conacher, leading point getter with 63 of them. I'm going to assume that Pierre Lapointe is the leading goal getter with 26 of them. He is 29. He's a former second round pick by Columbus at the 49th overall position in 2016. 1 year left on the deal. There's the player attributes and stats and everything, the career games. Compared to his previous seasons in competition, this was just as good as his 24-25 season, essentially, but with a -13 rating. And his career playoff stats. So Lapointe, very interesting player, obviously made by the game. Theo Hadar as well, I'm going to assume, made by the game. 2019 11th overall pick of the Tampa Bay Lightning. He's got some good attributes on him as well. Scored 22 goals in the regular season, not too shabby. He's got that shooting category in his favor, as a sniper should. It is Jamel Smith who notched, where was he playing? I think he's playing in the top 6, isn't he? Yeah, he's playing second line center, I think. 49 points, 14 goals, not terrible. Zibanejad, I love the headshot on Mika Zibanejad. Every single time I see it, he had 45 points. I gave him a few extra points there. 45 and 18 goals in 82 games played. How old are these guys? Zibanejad is basically the same age, because what season was this? We just played the 26-27 season, so we're basically ahead of the real world as of the day I'm recording this, which is July 2026. It's when I'm recording this. Turris is 37 years old, man. Still playing in the league, still getting it done. I mean, 81 overall is a capable rating. And then there's Weirkoch. CC is now 33. His potential is still very high. He's an 87 overall defenseman. He played 65 games, got injured at the tail end of the season, and will be missing the first couple of games of the playoffs. Jeremiah Addison, who, when was he drafted? He's 30 years old, so he was drafted 2015. Kelvin Hensick, an 80 overall sniper, first round pick of the Jets. So a lot of these players are not original Senators draft picks. Delzato's still playing, which is insane that Michael Delzato is still playing in this GM mode at this point. Jake Virtanen, 30 years old, 2015 pick, 14 pick, I'm sorry, of the Ottawa Senators. So there's one of their original picks maintaining his role on the team. Boyce Rodoval is going to be, that's a fun, I didn't even see that guy in the lineup. Was he in the lineup, or did I just skip over that? I may have skipped over that. Jared Cowan, Michael Chaput, Sisoyev. Isn't he my draft pick? No, he's the Flyers pick. He's a 6th overall pick in 2021? What was Philly thinking with that draft pick? Quentin Howden, Curtis Patan, he is 22, a 4th round pick of the Lightning, and I think he's in the lineup because of the defense injuries. He's a 71 overall, playing on second D pair for the Sens going into this. Michael Cronwall shares the last name of a famous defenseman, might be related to, oh God, what's his first name? Nicholas. Why didn't I think Nicholas Cronwall? Nick Cronwall of the Detroit Red Wings fame, getting Cronwalled. Hopefully none of my players get Cronwalled in this series. George Brathwaite, power forward, 2.5 gold star potential, picked by the Red Wings originally. Byron Parrish, originally picked in the 3rd round by the Carolina Hurricanes. Rick Seabrook, Enforcer D, pick of the Colorado Avalanche in the 2nd round. Arnott, Grinder, a pick of the Devils in the 3rd round. And that is all of the skaters for the Ottawa Senators. Their goaltenders, Lehner and Corbin, with an exact 50-50 split in the net in the season. I would imagine it's going to be Lehner. I'm just going to throw the stats in the video. They basically had very similar numbers, eerily similar numbers to each other, that it really didn't matter who you played. Both of these goalies basically gave you the same thing in the same amount of games. And it worked out because Ottawa made the postseason. And their goaltender, Riley Corbin, is a 17th overall first-round pick by the team in 2013. So that's kind of panned out for them there very nicely. Oh, and by the way, this is how the Atlantic Division shook up, and is why we don't have home ice advantage in this series, and we have to begin on the road. We couldn't get one more point than Ottawa in the simulation, but Florida makes it, trading us Barkov, getting the 1st round pick from us midway through the season. They get in with the best point total in the division. I showed you my injuries. I want to show my lines. Feel free to just get right into gameplay. But man, Himmelfarb, the legend, in game 82 out of 82 with the 2-goal night, the only 2 goals I think that were scored in that game or something like that. Himmelfarb comes through in the clutch, literally just threw him in the lineup and put him on the power play. And what does he do? He came through with a critical power play goal in the 82nd game of the regular season in that season simulation video. He's going to start the playoffs. I've got some interesting faces on this team. We got new faces, new names to get used to. No Pacioretty, we do have Crosby, but no Pacioretty, and no Barkov to begin the playoffs, so we have a few players that are a little out of position. Obviously, Ryan Precht on the first line. That's just there for vibes. It's just a vibe. I have a vibe about Ryan Precht. Back at the good old vibes of the Stanley Cup playoffs with the Montreal Canadiens, and hopefully not for the final time in the GM mode, because I told you I was trying to cap this thing off at 15 seasons, and we're in season 14's first round. So depending on how this playoff goes, here's the deal. If we get to the Stanley Cup final, it's pretty much a wrap that I'm not going to continue beyond 15 seasons. It's pretty much over, especially if we win the cup. Season 15, whatever happens in that season will just be basically a bonus. So we start this off with a couple of big-time injuries. No Sasha Barkov to begin what is saved there by Zachary Fucale. The puck is out to center ice now for Ryan Precht, handled there from the pass given by Duchesne. Ryan Precht to the middle. Duchesne's one-timer was deflected away. And now Hedman fights for it. Gets one low to the net. And it was saved by Robin Lehner. So I need to focus on the gameplay and continue talking about all the things I need to talk about. Duchesne whacks that wisely out to center ice. It creates a stretch for Niederreiter, who's in. Couldn't fight it off on the backhand. That was Cowan who had the D. And Delzano in as well to assist that play defensively. For Ottawa, on a spring was Turris, but he hands it right back. The puck is from center ice offside, and a big collision ensues by the boards. A look at Torrey Reinprecht. He had a deflection on the shot that was thrown back in by Hedman on Robin Lehner. So a few injuries coming in. Crosby is, who's wearing 97? The fake McDavid. I forgot who I gave that number to someone, and I forgot who it was. Oh, the puck escapes Larry Ronning. There's an example. The dump in working well. Himmelfarb tried to block it away. Ronning on Chaput. Thrown again in, and a penalty. This one's not taken surprisingly by Ronning, but it's been all Sens. Begin the game. That was a paddle down save. We're going to need to change our D strategy. There's been about like 10 shots in a row from Ottawa to begin this game. We've got to get in the shot lanes. Byers dives in front of it wearing 97, and it looks like there might be a second call in this one to the same defenseman who might be taking 4 minutes in penalties. It trickles down low, fought off. Himmelfarb with a touch, 5-on-3. I'm about to lose my freaking mind with you guys and the way you're playing D to begin this game. What the hell are we doing? Tight point is hella sure not it. High pressure D is hella sure not it. I'm going to start screaming at Larry Ronning did take a penalty, folks. I was wrong. 7 shots to 1 already. What are we doing, folks? Damon Severson, watch the player in front. There's the one-timer rejected away. I'm not going to have a voice before this game's over. Fucale plays it off. Should have melted it down. What we shouldn't have, there's a delayed call on a slashing penalty. Up to Ming. It's a free play. So I'm going to dart back into my own zone. Puck shield, I'm sure Fucale has left the net up to the middle of the ice. That'll deflect away, but there's the penalty. Try to kill as much time as possible on that. That's I got a frog in my throat. I apologize. Not a literal frog in my throat. Oh, I have the worst scratch in my throat in the middle of that sentence. I won't get through the evening. Shot, Severson. Low to the pad, or rather blocked away. That one's not blocked away. So we got some shots on goal of our own. This game has been a panicked frenzy to begin with. Severson, stick lift away. I'm going to just use those skating skills of Damon Severson. And there it is, punched up to Voivoda. Just take a shot. Just rifle one on net. Voivoda, the handle around. What was that dive? What the hell was that? What was that? I don't understand what that was all about, but anyway, it's all good with me. Get a stick on this. Jamel Smith from the point, sent across for a fan on one-timer. We got to skate after this. Hedman with a crunching blow to Virtanen. The puck should be out to Ming. Ming's just got one to beat, and he can do it on the windmill. And he does. It settles there. Shoots wide, but he collects his own rebound, and he's got it. Ming, between two defenders, fights them all off. An attempt at a slash on Jamel Smith. Puck's played back in the D zone. There's just too much going on for me to even have a casual conversation about the GM mode. By the way, we're on the power play. Larry Ronning, pump faking it, now holding to the outside. That little delay, buying time. Skates and slims across the blue line. Ronning, backdoor pass off the pad, and then bowled over was, I believe, Duchesne. Ronning is to this until he is no longer cleared the full length of the ice. That's the end of the game's first and very abbreviated power play for the Montreal Canadiens. It's left along for Torrey Reinprecht. He's going to delay inside the zone, sent to the back door. Duchesne was on that. Robin Lehner will scoop it out of midair. There's a lot going on the ice, and I can't even have the casual conversation about what I was going to talk about. So we're missing a couple of key guys. We knew that. Pacioretty missing for the first round. Alex Barkov missing for the first round. The guy that I was offered in a trade from the Florida Panthers. Duchesne is still the captain here, by the way. He is indeed still the captain. Crosby is another year older and wearing an A, by the way. So finally, Crosby is wearing, and has been for the last 2 seasons, this season and last season, wearing the A full-time for the Habs. Shot with a rebound off of Zach Vucali. So the AI team finding a shot lane, and they are not hesitating to take it. I believe Spike Shanahan might be gone, or is it interference again? It is. It's Larry Ryan! Larry! Oh, Larry! I need to teach you a lesson, son. You gotta stop doing this. He is out of control. He is a freak-tard. He is, though. He is a freak-tard on the ice. And that's not a good thing. That is not a compliment, believe me. As much as he might want it to be. Back to the point, Weirkoch, there's a shot that rifled through all those bodies, including Sidney Crosby at nearly 40 years of age. Got it! Oh yeah, baby, on the money. There's my deke. What a save off the play from Crosby. That was basically a breakaway. For all intents and purposes, Sidney Crosby, we need to replay. Sidney Crosby, he is, I mean, I know he didn't score, but he still hasn't entirely lost that touch. He may be a, 81 overall, or whatever his rating is now. His rating is, it's insane how fast Crosby's rating dropped off. Referee, don't punish me, referee. I need the Sidney Crosby replay. We're getting a replay on some, oh, here it is. Sid in, forehand chance, spread eagle save, Robin Lehner. And he tried to go 5-all. I mean, Crosby did about as much of that as you can ask him to do. It was the playmaking between him and Sukai Ming. Oh, and they went it all the way out. Back to the Sens logo at center ice. So skate it back in. This is Weirkoch. That's Patrick Seeloff wearing 52. Shot in, weird angle. You're going to have to make some saves in this game if your name is Zachary Fucali. Be prepared. I hope he really was locked in the room before this game. He looks locked in the net. That's a bad play. Duchesne flung away. I don't know if that got on net, but it was Virtanen. This Sens team is freaking crazy. They've taken crazy pills to begin this series. Zibanejad dumped back in. Seeloff slowed the game down, unfortunately out of reach, but not until it pebbles around in the D zone. Patrick Seeloff turns and opens the hips, fires it back in. That'll be left for Sidney Crosby to try to maintain. He was bodied off of that block. It'll be recaptured again by Ottawa into Canadiens territory. Poke checked off, Zibanejad back to center ice. We'll call that a miniature victory for ourselves, but I want the full victory. I want the real victory tonight, not just the miniature ones. That's a big victory on Corey Conacher, who's been laid out into the boards. Conacher trying to get a little bit of retribution there. Okay, Niederreiter. We're going to punch that across rink. Reinprecht got to go find that puck. If you're Reinprecht, it's a bit of a lazy giveaway. Begris is going to swat at this out of midair. Addison save again. How many times can I say it in this period? Zach Fucali got to tighten up on D. They're not going to pressure, so we can skate this. They didn't pressure us. Nino's, we're offside. Nino's Pizzeria, baby. Don't put pizza on the ice. A pizza in hockey is not a good thing. It's a lazy turnover to the opposing team in the D zone. Don't be offering up slices of pizza out there. You start your pizzeria company in your post-career retirement plan. Now, I would go eat there. 100% I would go eat there at Nino's Pizzeria. We're going to saucer this. It's going to deflect off a teammate. We'll get it back up to Stanley Byers, who made the move. I'm going to drop that behind myself, but we're going to be offside. Ronning does the right thing and chips it back in. Does the right thing again and knocks the puck down. Does the wrong thing and takes his third penalty of the period. Holy goodness geez, Larry Ronning. If you lay this guy out, all is forgiven. I'll take it. We got to touch the puck. He is a mad demon on the ice. He is, as I put it not so nicely, a freak-tard. You can be a freak, but just not in the tarded way. Taking this many penalties in one period is enough to get you benched. I think he's playing on the third D pair. I don't know that I can demote him any further than that without completely taking him out of my lineup, and I need him in my lineup. I'm going to try to do things shorthanded. Now back for Crosby. That's what it was supposed to be. We're crossed up on the zone entry. LaPointe is wide. Ming, cover the middle. No, sir. Oh, did I take a penalty with Ming? Did I get him in the face? I got away with it. Sukai Ming, the genius legend in making. Sidney Crosby, the genius legend that already was, but he turned the puck over. Obviously, those hands have turned into stone for Sid with old age. There it is. Kujawenski, and we're going to dump this, fly this in the zone. That's how you kill time on a penalty kill. Duchesne out of midair, trying to avenge the Game 7 loss the last time the Canadiens were in the playoffs. Can you believe it? The last time this team sniffed playoff ice, we were playing Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final and getting embarrassed on the road against Colorado. So it's Kujawenski. There's one move. That was a perfect time to break that one out. We're going to drag across the middle. How do I still have this? Kujawenski with the power move of all power moves. It lands on the stick blade of Matt Duchesne. Back to the point. Hedman thrown low but blocked away. Begers caught a little flat-footed. He gets at LaPointe. Sticks on the ice. Kujawenski go find that puck. This is wild, this gameplay. I don't know what I've done. I haven't touched the sliders except for one thing. I touched the goaltender sliders and bumped the reaction time from 4 to 5 for this. That's the only change that I made. Someone just picked Hedman, like threw a basketball-style pick on Hedman. That is not legal. All right, Reinprecht, you're going to be the one man in. Well, that's fine. That gets it further into the zone. Reinprecht just pins the guy to the boards, which does not take a penalty, so I'm fine with it. Reinprecht gets the puck back. His aggressive forecheck really worked out. Puck's at the point. Kept in. Shoot! You're taking your sweet time. And that will be probably about the third shot on net for the Habs in the first period. That line was out of juice as well. Reinprecht had no speed whatsoever. Look at this. What a weird play that ended up being for Ryan Kujawenski. There was nothing more that I could do with it. Just make a simple play and get it to the net. Nothing is wrong with that. You can't fail if you just get it to the net. So Severson, same mindset, get it to the net. Spike Shanahan, stick lifted by Patrick Weirkoch, and we're just going to stay in on the forecheck. Tried to poke it free anyway. So there's a couple of players that we have to kind of follow the storyline of and that I wanted to talk about. Nice block. Vavoda, you got to find that puck. Back to the point. Cronwall. Back down low. Oh my God, what a save by Vicali. And Spike Shanahan finishes his guy in the corner. What a wonderful hit that was. The former number 22 was Louis LeBlanc. I was going to touch on Louis LeBlanc, who did not make the playoffs with the Anaheim Ducks, so he continues his career. That's one of those storylines I wanted to follow. One of my former players that I kind of wanted to keep tabs with. If you skate, Franzen. Pump fake, dragging, shoot, muffled save from Lehner. This has been an aggressive play from the Sens. It's been a fun period. I have thoroughly enjoyed myself with this first period. We might go into the intermission scoreless, but we can't make mistakes on these retrievals. And Hedman does not. Himmelfarb's got to be on the boards. You got to get there on the boards if you're Himmelfarb. And his man's been laid out. There's Franzen. Breakout is there. Byers. Oh my God. Put him in the hospital with that pass. That was a really big hit. Himmelfarb's deke fails. You're a third liner. Don't deke. That was a stupid decision on my part to believe that I could pull off the deke with Himmelfarb. I didn't mean to pass. That was just an extra button press on accident. Larry Ronning comes from out of nowhere. And he didn't take the penalty. Reinprecht toward the middle. Shoot. It'll be a save. We'll give Lehner that save for the save percentage. Man, a lot happened in that period. Larry Ronning is a bit of a nutcase on the ice. We're not testing Lehner and the Sens enough. In fact, we're getting beaten in transition. We got to be a little better, in the D zone itself. as well as defending off the rush. Some of these saves Fucale make, a freaking legend in that period, keeping the Habs in it. Okay, it might be time to just tighten up a little bit. I mean, we got outshot. Was it 17-8? We gave up 17 of them. And no Genos, at least, for the Sens. So I'm dialing this back, my bias to the neutral zone. I'm just playing a little less aggressive. Whatever we're doing in the D zone might need to reevaluate things because Fucale has seen way too much action in this game, especially through one period of play, and who's to say that that's the end of it. Now, at the end of that period, we did get them to dump it in a lot more as that period wore on. There's a shot that didn't get to the net. It was blocked. The soccer-style play there with it was that Zibanejad pucks at the point, and Fucale will swallow that up. A dangerous pass, obviously, in front of the net. Now, if you follow me in, Ryan Precht, and you're wide, there's Nino to one knee. Nice shot, nice playmaking. So down low, Niederreiter. Puck shield, given off. Thrown back in, that was Damon Severson, but it was an inaccurate shot. I don't know if we can contain this Sens team. This is going to be a fun series, though. I can feel it. My defenseman had it. I had to pitchfork it. Wait for your option. Duchesne's in the clear. So just one windmill or a deke to the outside. That'll work. There it is. Backdoor. Ryan Kujawenski. I just thought that whole play so smooth in my brain. And I wasn't a total smooth brain and messed that up either. That was a perfect deke by Duchesne as well, just to get space. That deke there gets you space to the outside so you can make the pass behind the defenders to get it to the back door. Ryan Kujawenski, the first goal of the playoffs and of the series, goes to him and the Canadiens. So he is your first goal scorer. It's so weird seeing 97 because the first thing that comes to my mind is McDavid, but that is Stanley Byers wearing 97 for the Canadiens. Oh, the puck ends up in front of the net off the dump in, and that's kind of why you have to dump it in sometimes. Larry Ronning, got to find those wheels, son. We're going to saucer that off the boards. Hemmelfarb, look at my pass. I'm so smooth with it through the neutral zone, but Byers is going to dangle himself offside. A little frustration from number 97. And McDavid and those Canucks did make the playoffs. I hope they can go all the way to the Stanley Cup final. I hope we can do it as well because I want to play McDavid's Canucks in the final. I don't know if this Canadiens team, as old as they are now, because Crosby's still shot out of a cannon. So I'm surprised by that. I didn't think Sid was going to skate that well. In fact, he overskated the puck on that play out of the zone. Sid is playing on my third line now, I think. No, with the injury to Barkov, he's actually been moved up, but he was playing on my third line with a healthy Barkov. So I'm cutting back. There's my pinwheel hook inside the zone. Get open, get open, get open, get open. No one's helping out Ryan Kujawenski. Crosby over to the point guy. It's not held onside. So frustrating when that happens. Just trying to make things happen. Just trying to make plays in the attacking zone and make minimal mistakes. But yes, with a healthy Barkov, Crosby was my third line center, as he has just dropped off in the late stages of his career. I'm going to float this. Oh, it's going to go on the... It's on the stick. What a goal that would have been from Spike Shanahan, who caused us plenty of problems in the series against Columbus in Season 12. That's why I picked him up in free agency. Ronning taking his time. I'm looking what my options are. Saucer out to center. Vovoda, a wrist shot on net. I'll take it. It's not a turnover. It wasn't a turnover. Now play does go the other way. Nice defending by Seeloff. I got to saucer that. It's going to be out of reach for Hemmelfarb. Gathered by Cowan and sent back in. Ronning head up play behind the net. Skate to stick move there for his teammate. Hemmelfarb off the deflection. It's Byers. Drop for Hemmelfarb. And then laid out was Stanley Byers with a big collision. Oh, my defensemen are not jumping in. I'm going to go to the corner with it. Hemmelfarb didn't read me. Kronwall. I think Hemmelfarb took a big run at Kronwall there. Virtanen is going to skate it up the boards there. Dropped off for Kronwall. Into the glove. Fucale there. I think I said Kronwall instead of Kronwall. It wasn't intended to come out of my mouth like that. I'm looking for my options. We're going to just cycle back down low. Niederreiter is there first. Puck shield. I'm going to double back. Over for, well, Duchesne was a bit of a surprise. Ryan Precht on the forehand, saved by Lehner. There's too much happening too quickly for me. Holy crap, man. When I just can't keep up with the gameplay and the commentary, it's really hard in the attacking zone. because I'm trying to cycle and make plays and trying to also make what comes out of my mouth make sense. And my brain's circuitry is on overload right now for this gameplay. We really got to lock in too because of how much offense we've given up to the Ottawa Senators in this game. We just got to continue to force them to turn the puck over or dump the puck in. There's a dump in on goal, so that'll be another save. Credited to Zachary Fucale. There's my breakout to Sidney Crosby. Dished off for Kudrwinski. Now I'm going to cut back to protect the puck. Oh, there's an opening. Crosby went down to one knee, but the puck never reached him. Parrish with a good D play. Severson will have the turnover. Will bank it for Ming. He'll protect the puck off on a change. Dropped off for Crosby. Sid lets one fly. It'll go into the glove of Robin Lehner. That'll be Sidney Crosby's first shot of the playoffs. Oh, there better be some penalties if they're going to start that shenanigans. If they're going to go to that length in this series, there better be some penalties. And yep, there's Crosby wearing the A. The C, as it so deserves, is on Matt Duchene's jersey for the remainder of this series and the remainder of this season. I think this is the last year of a Matt Duchene contract, and I'm hoping he retires. It would be nice for him to ride off into the sunset as a Cup champion one last time. But I mean, I'd rather he just ride off into the sunset so I don't have to keep signing him to new contracts as he continues to age. I have that loyalty. I re-signed Duchene, I re-signed Pacioretty because I was loyal to them, but they are, you know, basically they should be in the retirement home at this point. They really should literally retire because they're getting to that age. Spike Shanahan, the puck bounced into the glove. Fucale, that was an important save. We're going to saucer past that onto the tape of Higgins. This is the man with the American-sounding name, but he's Korean. I picked him up in free agency as well. So I got the Asian supremacy power. Higgins and Su Kai Ming. I got to add another Asian. I just need a team of all Asians. The super team that can't be stopped. Sidney Crosby can pretend to be Asian for one season. Where do you want to be from, Sidney Crosby? Now, if Sidney Crosby continues to decline in his overall rating and his play, I may have to send him to China. I would never do that, Sid. I would never send you to China. Windmill. Pulling back around. Begris and Reinprecht were fighting over it. It went to Reinprecht instead. Begris was so open. He does knock the play down with a beautiful hip check. Puck shield coming out of the corner and then laid along beautifully for Niederreiter. How about those skills? So I'm going to delay. Down low. It's out of reach for Duchene, but he's going to battle with Kronwall for this in the corner. It comes away to Turris. Hadar. Knocked down for Hedman. We got to send that. What a pass up to Duchene. We're going to stop. Don't take your sweet time. Duchene does a nifty deke, throws it off the blocker of Lehner. It's going to go back to the point. Severson. He's going to lay some lumber into that puck. Ming on the rebound, saved by Lehner. We're turning this game around in our favor. We have had a strong second period. So the Sens dominated and controlled period one. We have controlled period number two, without question. That was not even supposed to be a Duchene shot, but I just took it. And look who was waiting right down there. How did we look off? Was that Su Kai Ming? I don't know how we looked him off. Stanley Byers takes the faceoff, wins it. Back to Selov. That's a tough block. Franzen is on it first, down low. Himmelfarb rolling out a cycle. Over. Okay, I got stick lifted and completely tumulted into on a big body check. Stood up on the offside there by Larry Ronning. This is the look at the Himmelfarb collision that just happened. Oh! You gotta have your head up. His head was legitimately down. It knocked the visor off of his helmet. It looked like it did. His head was actually down. That's crazy. You know, they tell you when you're a little kid, get your head up. Once you start learning how to play contact hockey, head up all time. At all times. They're looking to put you into the ice surface. And I mean, that one looked like he was quite literally going to be buried. We're getting decked around. It looked like Himmelfarb was going to be quite literally decked into the ice surface. Permanently buried in there. He is a physical feature of this Ottawa Senators rink, the Canadian Tire Center. Even though it's not officially called that in the game because of naming rights and all that stuff. Crosby. Oh, what a play to Ming. Finish the play. It's underneath. What a save by Lehner. But first of all, what a poke check by Crosby to set this play up in the first place. Oh, he saved it with his nutsack. You don't hear that sentence said too often. I tried to go 5-0 again. Should I have gone forehand to backhand? I wanted to complete the goal just for the vibes that goal would have brought to our team. Crosby with a perfect, just a Sidney Crosby type play as well with that poke check. Right to Su Kai-Ming and just couldn't score the goal. My defending has really tightened up over the seasons that I've been playing this. That was some really well played defense. Now, Byers, you can't both forecheck the same player. Byers a little out of reach. A second time, Himmelfarb, the deke at center ice. Himmelfarb puts on some moves, puts on the show. He's still got confidence despite the fact that he got bricked on that last possession. That was a smart play over there. I've just been making smart plays all evening long. Self-saucer pass. Puck shield, gonna double back again. Puck cut back again. Look at this, skating. Oh, back up the boards. I'm opening the middle. That was for Niederreiter. Back up top. On a change was Ronning. I didn't anticipate. I thought the D would be there. I had faith that my D would be there, but he wasn't. Oh, what a hit. This game has felt legitimately like a playoff game from start to now. I mean, we've got about 21 minutes left in the game. In regulation play, anyway. But this has felt like a playoff tilt. Sens are starting to make a lot of mistakes with the puck. Overthinking their passes. It's a dump in. It is not a dump in. They just power move to the net. Weirkoch, it's blocked wide. Ronning stands up that collision. Crosby, one deke around. A second deke around. Crosby's just playing with it. Crosby with a spin move. It's going down to Ming. Return dish for Crosby. Can't get it. Kucherwinski shoot into the glove. We just needed to get one before the horn sounded. That was a piece of cake for Lehner. And easier of a save than it should have been. This battle is not over yet. 20 more minutes of regulation play to be contested between the Canadiens and the Ottawa Senators. I don't know if this game is going to go down ultimately as a classic, but I have enjoyed, so far playing the game, I have enjoyed every second of the gameplay so far. I don't know how that's going to translate to an actual video that will go online. So intense trying to keep up right now. The Sens outshoot us by one shot. 22 shots to 21 entering period 3. The puck is about to be down. Zibanejad faces off with Duchesne, and Duchesne will win it. We got to get that puck in 200 feet away and find that puck on the forecheck as I do a miniature burp. I sent that in front. Ryan Precht couldn't find it. It was intercepted and skated away now. Ottawa through neutral territory on the ice. I keep burping, and it's not probably not coming through because they're not loud burps, but it's interrupting my flow. There's the goal. Thrown back in. Zibanejad on the rebound. That's a simple hockey play. That is a very simple hockey play that I have to respect it. To the point, easy wrist shot. Nothing complex or complicated about this. Off the pad, there's a rebound there that Zibanejad was searching for. Oh, it wasn't a wrist shot, it was a slap shot. But either way, I mean, it was a shot from the defenseman from not quite the point, but you know what I mean. Weird angle shot from far out, creates a rebound, and the complications arise for Zach Fucale on the second chance rebound opportunity. Buried home by who else but Mika Zibanejad. And this time Ming pokes the puck to Crosby, who puts it in the feet of Weirkoch, and it's away. Weirkoch pins to the boards. So I told you the battle for this game is not at all over. We're going to get that back to the point. Ming pulling up and dragging, shoots. That's a tough block, stinging the leg of Patrick Weirkoch, who now gets it out to Hadar. Rink wide, this is Addison. Steam trained by Severson. I see you turning on the boosters there, Kucherwinski. I'm going to punch this behind myself. Oh, yeah, fooled all of you. Faked you guys out. Franzen shielding the puck again. Deflection from away from David Severson. And I'm going to just do that pinwheel hook away from the pressure. Saucer pass off the boards, a little behind Franzen. Finds it. Does. Saucer pass. Byers shooting, wrist shot, rebound chance. If you can get after those rebounds, get on them. Lehner does not have great glove control. Probably still using the practice palm. That's why he couldn't fully close the glove around it. Himmelfarb just shooting for a rebound. There was one. Franzen dashes on that, but it jumped the stick blade. And now Hinsick from center ice. We need a Canadiens power play. We saw an abbreviated one in the first period. It was not enough. Dumped back in with a rebound on net. That's going to be the thing that's going to scare me the most. If Ottawa starts finding their offensive game again and getting pucks to the net, that could be a problem, especially with the rebounds. So I'm just going to button hook. Nice penalty drawn. I got my wish. I got my wish. And that's why you just need to be the first man to get to the puck if you're Nino. Do a little pinwheel move around the defender, draw the penalty. Del Zotto frustrated. Look at that. Nice tight turn by Nino. The skating comes through to draw a second power play of the game. Now, it was abbreviated. That's why we didn't score on it. We still got 2 shots on the first power play. So Duchesne loses the faceoff. I can live with that. We just got to get it back. Crosby misses the puck. I can't live with that. That's a little frustrating that Crosby didn't get it. Oh, they were on me. Saucer pass. Offside? Yeah. That whole group just looked bad. That was sloppy, but I'm going to give him another shot at redemption on this faceoff. Duchesne just winning it straight back on the backhand. There it is. Niederreiter. Now I'm going to do the same thing. Saucer, punt. Oh, it died right there. Perfect. Crosby over to Biegers. Oh, don't block it. Back to the point. Back down low for you. I didn't like what I had there. Tough for Nino. Didn't like what I had. Overthought the power play as well. Oh, Crosby. In a tough spot there. Reinprecht. I'm going to just punch that further in. Win that stick lit. Frickin' Reinprecht. And it will be another abbreviated power play. I totally did the wrong thing there. I saucered it. Thought I could skate to it. Stick in the skates. Right there. Tripping penalty. Power play negated after 60 seconds. A penalty that you just cannot have in that sequence. At least it wasn't Ronning. I can't get mad at Larry Ronning for that penalty for once. I'm just going to skate it. We need a full man effort. We just need Damon Severson clap cheeks. Missed the net wide. Byers gets after Kronwall. Takes a big run at him. Puck's poked free. Blocked again on its way in. Kronwall escapes the pressure of Sukai Ming. Deflected off a stick to Conacher. Sends on a abbreviated 60-second power play now as they skate through neutral territory in toward the attacking zone. But of course they have to play this all the way at center ice. Parrish handles. It was off the stick blade, deflected to LaPointe. His dump in, but not without paying the price. And we're going to slap this. That's, I believe, Crosby. No, that was Byers. Ming is battling for it. Might draw a penalty here. Really a risky pass. We got to float that. There we go. Smart plays by Hedman, the veteran experience of Victor Hedman. Knew it needed to get the full length of the ice, not playing any games with it. Parrish skates it through. Poke checked again back to center. I've been on point with my poke checks and my defending in this game. There's another one, but this is onside. Ronning blocks it wide. Kujawenski up to the man out of the box. It's Reinprecht. He's going to do the saucer pass again, but he won't take the penalty. And I'm just going to fling it. Get my guys involved on this play, forechecking wise. Crosby is out with Duchesne, I think. Am I seeing that right? Crosby with Duchesne? That's not been a combination in ever in this GM mode. They are both centers and they play on their own respective and unique lines. We're going to dump it in from here. Duchesne will forecheck. Reinprecht's involved because it's the first line. We're covering these guys off nicely. The neutral zone is not territory easily accessed right now for Ottawa. They can tell you about it. Howden, a dump in his face was, I believe that was Biegers. It is Biegers up to Higgins. And you might have to dump this in. Yep, we're going to dump it in. I don't like what I see. Spike Shanahan is in. Backdoor for Higgins. All he does is shoot. He pulls it up. Deke into a fake. He faked everyone on the ice out. Biegers. Oh, where did it miss? I don't even know if it did miss. We're jumping. Biegers jumped up on the play big time. That's left us a little bit vulnerable. Poked away from Chaput. What is going on? Chaput. This is Spike Shanahan. Delay. You got teammates coming at some point. Got to put it in the corner. Stanley Byers hustles after it. Virtanen. Puck's free. Byers was after Virtanen and Del Zotto. It's up to Howden. You've run into Larry Ronning. Or the other way around. No. Good stick on the ice. See from a weird angle. Franzen cleans it up. Himmelfarb almost had it. Byers takes a run at his man. Conacher down the wall, driving play. Seeloff, saucer pass, pinballs around in front. Byers will get it up to Franzen. His spin move at center. The delay. Franzen drags, toes in. It is wide on a deflection on the shot chance from Franzen. into Hensik's stick on the stretch feed. He's been bowled over on the ice. Play will freeze there from Fucale. Holy crap. Man, this game is opening up a lot. A plethora of offensive chances for both sides. There's the big hit from behind the play. Ben Messier on Hensik. He's catching his breath. I am too. I need to catch my breath for this gameplay commentary. Oh, Duchesne losing a crucial face-off. That's what that's what you'll see from this AI, man. They'll win a face-off and then insta goal off the face-off, the shot off the face-off. There it is, weak side breakout. Nino's in. Just trying to figure out what I want to do with it. No mistake. Oh, in front, Reinprecht, what were you trying to do? Tori Reinprecht, doubling back. Self-pass off the boards, but he couldn't get to it first. Turris does for Ottawa. Turris taking too long to make that decision with the puck. He needed to either pass or skate that thing, but decide. I mean, I'm not going to tell him how to do it because I need you to make mistakes. Oh, what a mistake that was. There's Spike Shanahan. Can we lift this? Airlifted into the zone. That's the right. Oh, please tell me. Oh, off the side of the net, it was Spike Shanahan. He started that play. The puck literally bounced off the ice surface, hit the Senators player in the face. He ended up holding himself in the face with his glove. Shanahan's out of gas. We won't win the foot race to this puck at all. He's been out there for a while. Shanahan is legitimately, visibly gassed. His skating is terribly slow. Abysmally so. 3 minutes and 40 to go in the game. In regulation play, anyway. If you keep going, Duchesne. Oh, stood up just inside the blue. That was a tough play for Nino Niederreiter. I was trying to make that pass as late as possible for Duchesne. Lead him right onto the stick. And I couldn't make it happen. Cowan still possesses for Ottawa. Cronwall, rink wide for Conacher. He's going to step up. And there's a nice hit on Conacher. Messier is double teamed. Severson just got to flip it. Oh, that was not a wise play. This is going to end in disaster. Saucer pass. Finds Reinprecht. Dropped off. Kuzhwinski's offside, but ever so slightly. By a knuckle, he was offside. That was that deflection I was so scared of. That was off the faceoff, I think. I told you, man, you cannot win these or lose the D-zone faceoffs because the instant shot. They have that possession right away, the instantaneous shot risk. We're just going to chip that in off the glass. Weirkoch is first to it. Minimal mistakes, no penalties. Certainly no penalties. If we're going to go for a stick lift or a poke check, be certain about it before you make your commitment. Don't get caught slow or flat-footed. Certainly not was Hedman. Ming is on that turn. There it is. Of course, that's a great play by Ming. That's the costly mistakes we just can't have. Up to Crosby. He's jetting with speed through center ice. Dumped in by Crosby. Actually, the right play by Sid. It bounced off of him, off of the kick out off the end boards. Right now, I'm playing for OT right now. I truly am, especially being that this is in our D zone. Great play, Byers. Oh, I tried. He couldn't. Oh, give me a break on that one. Who took the penalty? Franzen, I think. Yeah, it's Franzen. Man, Byers had the game on his stick, and we go from that moment to what I told you can't do, tripping infraction. Good face-off win by Ming. Go. Crosby's going with you. Crosby's with you. Over. Crosby deflected. It was deflected. He didn't miss that badly. It was legitimately on a deflection. I couldn't get back to it with Ming. Can't go to a 5-on-3. That's almost like a death sentence. Played up for Hadar. In on Fucale. We're going to battle for this thing. Get it right there, Crosby. That will put it into extra time. 1-1 game going to overtime with the penalty kill coming up for the Canadiens. Man, you couldn't script this game. Just an unbelievable contest between these two squads, basically evenly matched. This might be the most evenly matched series I've ever played. If the remaining games in this series are exactly as Game 1 is, this would be the most evenly played series I've ever had. More even than the Columbus series from Season 12. In the box is Franzen for his tripping minor penalty We killed 30 seconds of the penalty at the end of regulation play. Big. Oh, yeah, boy! Chris Bigger, shorthanded. Can I get a? Oh, yeah!
Oh, yeah!
Chris Bigris in overtime on the first shot of the game in overtime. Literally the first play. You don't even, it's not even on the camera. It's not even an angle. Did this go 5-hole? Boom. What? Oh, the little leg lift by Sidney Crosby. He knows all the tricks. And Lehner couldn't track it in. Well, I didn't think overtime was going to end that quickly. We might as well have just won the game in regulation. We should have won this game in regulation. Oh, what a well-played first game between these two teams. If there is more of this, then sign me up. Sign me up that there is a whole lot more of this to come.